Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Midday Move. My name is Nathan. I'm going to let you guys get settled there. Make sure you have a little bit of floor space. We're not going to need any equipment today, but we're going to be on the ground. So if you have a yoga mat, now would be the time to grab it, just because it's a little nicer on the knees. Another lovely rainy day here in Vancouver, so I apologize for the lighting in advance. And if you see me talking to my partner, Kate, I'm not just talking to myself here. She's joining us from the side. So today's session, we're going to be doing a little bit of stuff for our spine, for our hips, and for our shoulders. Those are kind of the big three that take a beating from being in stationary positions all day, whether it be the couch or your office desk. So what we want to do is try to get those things to move, and then we want to try to strengthen those joints as well. I think misconception with stretching is that you just have to hold positions or kind of get into weird positions and stay there. And while that has its place for down regulating and getting rid of some of that guarding you feel from stiffening up, what we want to do is actually strengthen your joints through their full range of motion. So just trying to get back to a place where you're moving in a very natural and organic way as our body's intended to. So with that in mind, we're going to start by just getting our heart rate up a little bit. So really simple, we're going to stand, we're going to step back with our right leg, left leg in front, kind of like those boxer stances if you've done any sort of combat. And we're just going to pull our knee up, and we're going to drop it right back. So bend your knees, twist the knee across. And I like to bring my hand down to my knee, kind of like a Muay Thai knee. If you've ever seen Muay Thai fighting, it's like that. So we'll start really slow. We're just going to keep going on that right leg, twisting a little bit, reaching across our body. And start to connect with your breath here as well. Big breaths. If you can, really extend through the hip. So here, drive the leg through. Keep going on this side. 2 more. All right, switching sides. So step back with that left leg, arms up by your right side. Twist, and if you get comfortable with this movement, it can start to look like a little bit faster. Big breaths as you come through. If you want, you can move around a little bit, make it a little more dynamic, a little hop step. Good. Keep bringing those knees nice and high up to your chest. And rotating a little bit from side to side. All right. So we're going to move down to the ground here. We're going to do a little bit of flow for our spine. So we're going to take a kneeling position. We'll start in tabletop like so. And then you're just going to drop down, tuck your toes, sit back as far as you can. So this is called a child rocker. It's kind of like a child's pose, where you go like this, in and out of that child's pose. But as we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our chin, get into that child's pose, and then we're going to roll our whole body weight forward until we're on top of our hands and looking up at the ceiling. And then as I come down, I'm going to go and pull my whole body down towards the ground. Big breath here. And then roll your whole spine forward. Get really long from head to toe. 1 breath. Exhale down. And exhale up. And we'll keep that going another 30 seconds. Just curling your spine. And then extending your spine towards the ceiling, the whole backside activating here. And then you might play around with some different angles, looking down under one armpit. And then looking over your shoulder a little bit feels great. And curling down. And arching the back, one over the left shoulder. Right on, guys. So now what we're going to do is a little bit of shoulder mobility now that we've got our spine moving. So you can stay here in that child rocker position, sitting back. We're going to take our right arm, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling, get as high as we can, and we're going to pull that arm out as wide as we can. Keep it high. Flip your hand about halfway up, and then we're going to pull it all the way in to our body. Keep reaching for the ceiling. And I'm just going to go back the way I came. About halfway, flipping the hand. And you're going to try to just go really slow, like you're pulling through molasses. So here, wet cement is my other favorite analogy. So you're pushing through something hard to move through. And to be fair, this should feel kind of hard as you pull your arm back up in the air. You're really fighting gravity. Get as high as you can with each rep. We'll go one more rep here on our right arm. Get as big as you can, biggest circle possible, without moving your body. If you're getting a little bit of a shake going, take a pause wherever you feel like it's difficult. Reach a little higher, and then continue to come around. Good. I'm just going to straight from front. And keep going on the left side. So arm up to your ear. Get as big as you can. Pull the arm out to the side. Flip that palm. Reach back close to your body. And then coming all the way around. Perfect. Let's go two more. Keep breathing deep here. Kate's making me breakfast off to the side, so if you got somebody here at home, maybe you should get some coffee or some breakfast going so you have a little reward at the end of the session. Come up. Reaching that palm around to the ceiling. And then gonna take your time here, don't rush. The whole beauty of this is exploring what you're capable of. And continuing on. All right, so hopefully our arms, our shoulders are feeling good. We're gonna go into our hips next. So we're gonna get into something called a 90-90 position. So the 90-90 just refers to your knees. They're two L shapes. You want them to be at perfect right angles. You want to sit up really, really tall if you can, facing your front leg. If that's hard to access, just lean away a little bit like this. That'll make it a little easier to get into. But for the purpose of this one, we're going to put our hand down and we're going to have our hips lift. We're going to reach over our hips and then we're going to come back down. So for the first 30 seconds, all we're doing is trying to float the hips off the ground and forward. And then reach nice and long through here. So you're getting a stretch through your QL and also through the outside of your hips. Big breath. If that's too easy for you, you can try to lift off the ground without the hand and then place the hand down at the end. Like that. Keep that going. Try to exhale as you get to that stretch, relaxing any resistance you're feeling. All right, let's try the other side. So turning, rolling those legs all the way off to the side. With me. And let's go ahead and give about 8 to 10 of these, or 30 to 40 seconds. And make sure you're pushing off that front shin predominantly. Your back leg is rising as well. For anybody with low back issues, getting these hips freed up is paramount for back relief. Last one. Awesome job. All right, now we're going to finish off a little bit of getting strong through the hips. So oftentimes our glutes and our hips, they tend to get a little bit weak from sitting for most of the day. So we're gonna do a little activation. We're gonna lay on your back, tuck your feet right under the knees, drive those elbows down and away from your ears. We're gonna take a big breath in together. And as we exhale, we're gonna float our hips up. So drive the elbows. Like you're blowing up a balloon, finish your exhale. Short inhale. Keep pushing the elbows down, push your heels down. We're gonna hold here another 30 seconds. As I breathe out, try to squeeze my butt just a little bit more. Got a slippery carpet here, so hopefully you have some more solid ground or a mat. Ooh, just did some squats before this video, so if you see me shaking a little bit, you don't know why. All right, let's relax. And then we're gonna finish today's session with a bit of a marching hip bridge. Just a little bit more activation for the front of the hips as well. So we're gonna start, same thing, float the hips. And this time I'm gonna go ahead and lift my right knee. And I'm gonna lift my left arm at the same time and hold that for 2 breaths. And then come back down, drive the elbows in, left knee floats, right hand comes up. And relax, keep going. Right knee up, left hand up. And down. Try to pull your knee up as high as you can to your chest. Keep the hips squeezing up. And then we'll go 1 more each side. And switching up, last one. 2 breaths. All right, gently float the hips down. I encourage you guys to do a little bit of stretching if you're at home. So take your time just to do some deep breathing, maybe some meditation after a session like this. It's a really good way to cool off after. And again, if you haven't done this throughout the day, I encourage you to try to do it at least twice a day to break up some of these sitting periods. Ultimately, that's our biggest struggle, is sitting in one position for too long. So I encourage you guys to try to get up and move throughout the day as much as you can. If you enjoyed this, please like and share it with somebody. And hope to see you guys again on the next one. Take care.